We'll just talk about the importance of focus for the entrepreneurs and athletes that are listening and watching this.
Well, you have to know where you're going. You have to have a vision on where you want to be, and I mean, if you can't see where you're going or where you want to be, it's much harder to get there.
Hey, Curtis Thompson, welcome to the FITTEAM show. Excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
For those that don't know, you just give us a quick 30-second overview of who you are.
Professional golfer. Played 3-4 years on the web.com tour. Been playing. I'm 26 now. Been playing for 23 years. Just enjoying the life.
23 years.
Somewhere in there.
So tell us about the first time you picked up a golf club.
I would say I started picking up a golf club somewhere between the ages of 3 and 4. Probably started getting pretty serious with it in between the ages of 5 and 6.
Wow, so serious between 5 and 6.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Besides golf, we'll get back into golf in a minute or so. But besides golf, what other hobbies do you have in your childhood growing up?
I was a baseball player till the age of 13 or 14. Had to make a decision around that age because the swings really kind of mess with each other as far as being upright and being too flat with baseball and stuff like that. So I had to make a decision and go forward with my career. So baseball is still a big hobby of mine. If I can ever get out, play a game, or even just throw the ball around with a couple of buddies, big fan of doing that. As far as now, with how much traveling and stuff, I just enjoy hanging out with my friends, whether I'm sitting by the pool or playing pool, playing darts, doesn't really matter. Just anything to keep my mind off golf and kind of keep my just keep the life interesting.
Baseball and golf, obviously, a very different swing. What can you just elaborate on that for some people that may be getting started in both those sports? If you could talk a little bit more on that, because I think as an athlete, I think that'd be great for you to touch on the difference in those.
Obviously, there's a lot of power in both sports. Same as with hockey. You see, after the career of a hockey player and a baseball player over, they usually become very good, very powerful golfers. So that part, maybe that's where I got some of my power from, playing baseball and being a good hitter and all that. But just the swings are so different, the way you stand at the ball, the way you stand at the plate, and obviously the baseball swing is much flatter. So, it could go either way. For me, the baseball swing messed with my golf swing. It just made it very flat. So kind of had a hard time with that. It didn't go the other way where my baseball swing ended up being too upright or anything like that. I'm sure now if I went to swing at a baseball, be very golf-like. So, but that's with any sport. If you watch a hockey player play, you can see they like to move their feet when they're hitting kind of the slap shot, but all together very powerful players.
What positions did you play in baseball?
When I was young, I played pitcher, but was too wild to play pitcher, so they pushed me over to like third base, shortstop area, and I was really just a decent hitter, so that's kind of why they kept me around.
And you still keep up with baseball now?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've been watching some of the playoffs, and I was just in Baton Rouge, so we were watching some of the playoffs up there.
It's been a great series, obviously, so far, and looking forward, hopefully, for us, little pitches for the FITTEAM World Series. Obviously, we're the title sponsor for the FITTEAM Ballpark, La Palm Beaches, here in West Palm, which hosts the Astros and Nationals. So we're rooting for those teams, and they're off to a good start, both of them.
Yeah. I guess in this series, I'm a big fan of the Astros. Yeah, I actually knew Alex Bregman a little bit in my freshman year, and then he kind of moved on and went his way with baseball. He's doing great.
Awesome. So switching back to golf, you 2, 3, 4 years old, you picked up a club, were already playing, you got serious. What age was it? A little more serious?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. That's incredible. And then at what age did you think you decided, like, I really want to, be a professional at this, I want to go pro, I want to just dedicate, time and effort towards this?
Well, as a kid, you're always thinking, as a baseball and a golfer, like we said, you're always like, man, I wish I could do both of these kind of thing. Whatever you're doing, that's kind of what you want to be when you grow up. Had to make the decision, I would say, somewhere between the ages of, 10 and 12, I was, starting to think, I'm pretty good at this. Maybe I could take this all the way. And, baseball just kind of took up the rest of the time, and then just eventually fell into golf and, did pretty good in junior golf. Did decent in like high school area, and then I did pretty good for the 3.5 years I was at LSU. Really enjoyed my time there, and took it straight up to the Web.com tour, now the Corn Ferry Tour, and had a little bump in the road here, but we're moving forward.
Absolutely. So talk about after high school going into LSU. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
So I was homeschooled for high school, and I took an accelerated pace so I could graduate early because I hadn't been to a real school since elementary school. I was homeschooled in middle school and high school. So I went in, I graduated early, a semester early, and I went to LSU, took 15 hours and got acclimated that way. Much different experience, obviously, going from basically just yourself doing homeschool online and all that to going to a 35,000 students. So that was much different, but the homeschool and just being with golf really helped me with the time management and all that. And I first year had no issues playing on the team and got along with the teammates and all that, and was really a fun experience.
So you started homeschool. What age was it? Or
whatever age, middle school.
Middle school, okay.
Sixth grade, yeah.
So middle school. So was it right around that time you felt like you're going to become more serious with the sport? That's
right. So just
Sure.
before that is when we made the decision that we're going to really dedicate ourselves.
Right. So you talked about focus. You're obviously doing baseball and golf. I think focus is obviously very important for entrepreneurs. We always hear, the saying, "Oh, millionaires have multiple streams of income." Obviously, I think usually people focus on one thing to get there, then they diversify. If you would just talk about the importance of focus for the entrepreneurs and athletes that are listening and watching this.
Well, you have to know where you're going. You have to have a vision on where you want to be, and I mean, if you can't see where you're going or where you want to be, it's much harder to get there. Obviously, I didn't see myself 5-6 years ago grinding to get back to the Corn Ferry Tour. I saw myself in a much different spot, but I'm sure everybody, whether it's business world, real estate, or sports, there's always a bump in the road. There's no way that everybody just goes straight to the top and doesn't have a little blip. So you have to, even in those hard times, for me the last 1.5 to 2 years, you have to still be able to see where you're going. If that vision or that dream starts to diminish, you either need to start looking into something else, or you need to revisit what made you want to get there and how you got that vision, because without the vision, you're just not going to get there.
Right. I think the most successful people at any sport, business, whatever it is, they've overcome the most. So they have to go through those trials and tribulations and keep moving forward. And obviously, it's very mental game with anything. What can you add to that? The mental aspect of it.
Right. I mean, just from my perspective, the first 3 years of my professional career were great. Obviously, would have liked to have gone to the PGA Tour. Fell short my first 2 years by not much. But when you when the whole world is kind of beating down on you, you think everything's kind of going the wrong way. It is hard. You have to take your anger out on something, or your feelings out somewhere. I know my sister and I both do the gym. It's a big release for both of us. She is into the cardio, so you have to be able to get that release out. Because if you just say, the world's against me, I've got all this bad luck and stuff like that, it's never going to turn around. So you have to find a way, like I said, to revisit your vision and get back to work.
One of the things I'm big on is anytime there's tough times or you're struggling, it's obviously something you need to grow through. But going back to the basics, some of the things that made you successful, I always think are some of the most important things you can do. Just going back to the basics, start there. Because a lot of times when we start having success, we forget about the basics. If you would just touch on that.
Well, you start chasing. When stuff starts to go the wrong way, you start chasing the wrong stuff. I know I did it. Started seeing too many instructors, started listening to too many people, and it got me into the wrong way with my game, and went downhill. If that was possible, to go even further downhill for about a year. And you just have to find out why you love the game in the first place, or love whatever you do in the first place. What you enjoy about it, and what got you to the point. Because although when you're 10 and 11 years old, the same stuff might not get you there now, the love of the game when you're 10 or 11 is much different than when you're 20, 25 and you start making money, and then it becomes a money thing. You have to start chasing you have to start chasing the success and the want to be great as opposed to chasing the money.
Right. You said something very profound. Is you start listening to too many people, too many coaches, and I mention it all the time. A confused mind does nothing. When you're taking too many different opinions from too many different directions, it stifles your growth. So talk about the importance of having a coach, or mentor that can guide you and lead you during tough times.
Yeah, well, I mean, trust is a big thing. When I went to LSU, I was a decent player. I went there for 3.5 years. Chuck Winstead, the head coach there, really got my game where I wanted to be, and then kind of had our ins and outs of just some things on the golf course and things like that, and I ended up leaving school a year early, and I kind of got away from the fundamentals that he had taught me. And I firmly believe that's why I kind of fell into a little bit of a drought here. And now I went to Martin Hall, who taught Chuck Winstead or helped Chuck Winstead understand the golf swing, and I went to him, and that's where my trust is now. I trust somebody who got me somewhere for 3.5 years, and now I'm playing great again. Played great at first stage, got second place, and really when you just have to find somebody you trust, you just can't get rid of them. Unless obviously there's a huge falling out, you have to trust your weight person, your nutrition person, your golf swing guy, anything. Whoever's on your team, you have to trust them.
I always relate it to like NASCAR. Is when you're doing well, if you can draft off of other people's experiences, you use that experience. It'll make it easy on you. That's the reason for a coach or a mentor, is kind of draft of what they're helping you, sharing with you,
right,
while they're helping you. So you've already kind of touched on some of your challenges, but what's some from first picking up a golf club till now, what's some really tough challenges that you've faced?
This is definitely the toughest. There was a point there when I was kind of 15, 16 years old, when you start 14 to 16, I don't know the exact age, when I started growing. Went from 5'6" to 6'1", 6'2" in a year or two, and that was tough because it messes up the whole golf swing. For a year or so there, I couldn't find the planet with a golf ball because my body had changed so much in such a quick amount of time that I didn't know what to do. So that really wasn't anything that I could do about it. I just had to start swinging and keep feeling it out and just learn the body. That's really nothing that you can change. Obviously, lucky to be 6'2" and not 5'6", but hitting the golf ball, I guess. Another challenge that I ended up being fine was going from high school to college. Like I said, such a small, just me and Lexi basically doing homeschool, to 35,000. That was a big challenge. And playing for the team at LSU was different. You go from an individual, you will play golf as an individual forever, except for those 3-4 years, unless you make a Walker Cup or a President's Cup or a Ryder Cup or anything like that. So there's challenges, and I would say in between the ages of basically when you're in college, 18 to 22, those are all the challenges. You have to manage college without your GPA falling too much, figure out how much to practice with the school, and then obviously having fun at college is always an issue for a lot of people. So you have to be able to manage everything, and then now obviously with the swing glitch for a year or so, there'll be more. There'll probably be hopefully not for a while, but 5-10 years down the line, I'm sure I'll run into a little funk again where I'll have to get out of it. But you have to, makes you appreciate the good times. Like right now, I'm extremely happy with where my game is. A year and a half ago, I was thinking about quitting the game, and now to think that I should be able to get through these two extra stages in Q school and be back to where I was is just really a blessing for me.
That was going to be my next question, is if you ever came across some tough times when you thought about quitting.
That was the only time. High school, college was fine, everything like that. But yeah, put it this way, 2 years ago I was withdrawn from tournaments because I was shooting 85, would have shot somewhere between 85 and 90, and now I'm shooting, I couldn't tell you last time I've shot an over par. So I'm really enjoying it, and like I said, the struggle as far down as I went really is making me appreciate where I'm at now.
So talk about, as soon as LSU was completed, what was your next step?
I went straight to Q school. And
tell us about that experience.
Yeah, that's a crazy experience. something that you really can't explain to anybody unless you're in it. You have 3-4 months of straight stress. I remember the first time I went through it for 4 months. I didn't eat any different, didn't work out any different. I think I lost like 10 pounds. Just crazy. I went from like 185 or something like that to like 175 in those 4 months. And for me, it really wasn't. It shouldn't have even been that stressful. It just is. First stage, or I mean pre-qualifying. I think I won pre-qualifying. Got 5th at first. I came close at second. I got like 15th or 16th at second stage, and I got 13th at finals. So really, I never had any scares of missing the stage other than second. It's just, if you don't play there, you're out for a year. You have to wait a whole another year to be able to play again, or unless you do Canada or play mini tours or something like that, which nobody wants to do. They just have to do it because that's their only option. So, crazy experience going through it again now. Not a fan of it, but you have to embrace it. This is the only way to the top, and I'm looking forward to it.
You've accomplished so many things already. For the people that don't know you, just tell some of the things that you've accomplished.
Well, obviously, went to D1 school on a full ride. That was a big accomplishment for me. That was a goal for me ever since I was little. Didn't want to cost parents any money. Wanted to go and play for a great school and wanted to enjoy my experience, and it definitely did that. I think I was a 2 or 3 time All-American at LSU. Not like a first or second team, but an honorable mention. And then going through Q school, everybody's goal is to make money. That's the thing is. Ever since you understand what money is, 16 years old, 15 years old, when you start driving a car, kind of is when you start realizing what money is. It's everybody's chasing the almighty dollar, and for me, the accomplishment of scaring the PGA Tour card, the first and second year, was a huge accomplishment for me. It shows me now that I believe that I'm a much better player now. That if I was that close then. Can't wait to get back out there and give this another whirl because I really feel like I have all the tools now. The mental side been working on a little bit. As soon as that comes around, I think we'll be in business.
You have a great team around you. Golf can be, you see one person a lot of times in golf, and we'll talk about that'll be my next question. But there's a team around you. If you would just mention some of the people, you mentioned Lexi, obviously your brother Nick, and just some people around you that have helped you grow your game.
Well. You kind of learn who's in your corner at times like I have now. When I first made it out, I had all the friends in the world and all that, and, it is what it is. When you ride the roller coaster of life or the roller coaster of your career, you're going to see people come and go. My brother and my sister have obviously always been for me. My mom and dad, can't thank them enough. They've seen some hard stuff here, and out of all their kids, not just me. So that's very special. It's when I made it through first stage. My dad caddied for me. He's probably gonna caddy for me at second and third, hopefully. He goes because you can't ask for any more than this. He goes from where you were a year and a half, 2 years ago. He goes. If you ask for more than this, you're crazy. People with what you had they're not playing anymore. They're working desk jobs somewhere, and he goes, you're still playing golf. He goes, you got to appreciate this. And obviously, I've got Bobby Kreuzler and Matt Judy with Blue Giraffe, and obviously the whole Blue Giraffe team, Nick McKay and Ali Gatto. They're behind me as well. And I've got you guys. It's all that I can. It's all I can do to thank you guys for just sticking with me through this time, and hopefully we've got big things coming for us.
Well, we believe in you, so
Thank you.
Know that. So, I guess talking about belief. One of the most important things for anybody is believing in themselves. Even going through the tough times, there's got to be that belief that you're going to push through. So just talk about that if you would.
Yeah. Well, I was a very confident person going through high school, junior golf, and college golf, and thought it was only a matter of time before it's my time. Not thinking that I had to do anything different or that something bad wouldn't happen, something like that. And just belief is a crazy thing. I went probably 4 to 6 months. When this whole down bout happened, where if I hit one good shot a day, 2 good shots a day, where it felt right, I was like, okay, we come back tomorrow, we hit 3 or 4, and then 5 or 6, and then we start moving forward. And honestly, that's what I had to do. If I hit one good shot during a 6-month period, it was that was the difference. And you really don't hear that from people that have played on the PGA Tour and Web.com Tour and now Korn Ferry Tour. But unfortunately, that's what it had to be. I just had to say, okay, well, if you stick with the program that you have written up for yourself, eventually it's going to pay off.
I want to touch on belief because golf can be a lonely sport. It's not a team, or it's not a team. Even though there's a team around you, there's always a team around that's helping you. But it's you out there by yourself, and it can be lonely. I've talked about this with other golfers. How Sunday's done, Sunday night or Monday, you're looking to go to the next spot. So you have to really believe in yourself because it's you. So as far as golf being a lonely sport for people that think it's all just glitz and glamour, they don't understand the grind of being somewhere different every week. If you would talk about that.
That's where I think it's important to have somebody you can call, or I'm a big fan of having a friend on the bag caddying. Say you're in contention on Friday and you go into Saturday, Sunday, and you shoot even par on the weekend, you get 30th place a couple weeks in a row, which all of us have done. It's important to have somebody sitting right there with you because your mom and your dad aren't going to be traveling with you. Your brother and sister aren't going to be traveling with you. Your agents aren't going to be traveling with you. You need somebody to sit there and be like, I don't know what you're worried about, stuff like that, to where they can reassure you that everything's going to be okay. It's like you're playing good golf. It's just you got to get over the hump. And, that's really what life in general with golf is about. You always see people, be close in majors and then not break through, or like I said, be close going into the weekend and then not break through. That's just a matter of time, or just getting the right mindset. That's not really an ability thing. That's a belief thing, and believe that you're going to eventually get over this hump. Keep doing what you're doing, get the right mindset, and when that mindset actually does happen, it all clicks. You go forward with it, and you remember how you did it.
How does it feel to have so many kids looking up to you, to be a role model to younger kids, and even adults?
Yeah. That's a big thing, and I believe that's where Puma and Cobra do a great thing. That's a market that they hit. They market themselves to kids extremely well. They got the Ricky and the Lexi sets of clubs, and then they got the Ricky outfits and the Lexi outfits that you can go to like an Edwin Watts or Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that, and go and buy. So that helps. When I play that Cobra brand and they see the Puma hat and the Cobra or the Puma hat and the Puma shirt and the Cobra clubs, they want to go follow you. Like, oh, that's the stuff that Ricky plays. That's the stuff that's the clothes that he wears. I want to go follow that guy. There's even adults that are like that. They just want to wear the clothes that Ricky and Lexi are wearing. So that helps a lot. You can never say no to a kid. If they want an autograph, they want a club or something like that, or shoes, something. Whatever it is, you really can't say no. You can maybe, change what they want. If they want a club in the middle of the tournament, obviously not going to be able to give that to them. But, I think I signed off 4 or 5 clubs one year at the Tour Championship. Knew I wasn't going to be playing for a few months and was going to get a set at the end of the year. So just started signing off some clubs and all that. And, that's really all you can do because, that's the future of the game. If you turn them away and they get a bad taste in their mouth because of it, there is no future for the game of golf.
So we talked about some challenges. We talked about some things that you've accomplished. What about some goals that you have from today forward, looking ahead?
The only goals that I have set so far, obviously, other than what I said about keep going with the plan that you have chosen, and keep sticking with the people that are in your corner and all that. The goals that I have right now, it's a tough goal, but I only have the goals through Q School, and then I'll reevaluate at the end of the year. And the goal right now is to top 5 at every stage. So I top 5'd at the first one. It obviously going to get harder. The players get better and the nerves go up. But, if you aim for the top, well, hopefully the worst thing that happens is I get 15th. 15th at every stage gets through. But really the thing I can do the best right now is, keep the goals of, your mental ability. Don't go out there and hit one bad shot, hit 2 bad shots, and blow the whole event because of it. Because like I said, it's if you go off on a tangent for 9 holes, you only get 4 rounds, and then if you miss, you're done. So you have to. The goals other than the top 5 are just to make sure that you, for me, obviously with my attitude, with my temper on the course, to just make sure that every shot only affects that shot. Obviously, unless it's a good shot, then you can carry the momentum, but don't carry the negative momentum the other way.
You've obviously accomplished some goals you had, some great goals, previously. What advice do you have someone that's that's that has just that has goals? What advice do you have for them in general?
There was actually, I forget the name of it, but there was a video that I was watching going to first stage every year, and in the video, the guy said, only those who can see the invisible can do the impossible. So you're basically, I interpreted that as, obviously you don't have to set your goals so high that they are actually impossible, but a goal that you can see is that only you can see is something special. So hold on to that. Keep your goals attainable. Obviously, that is a hard thing. It's something that I did very poorly when I was on the web.com. I set my goals too high.
Too high. Right.
And sat there and ran myself into the ground basically. And you have to set them to where they're realistic, for everybody, but or for yourself, but maybe not realistic for everybody. So, like if I was to say I want to win every stage, can it happen? Yeah. Is it realistic? Probably not. Probably not going to happen. This first stage, well, I got second place, and the guy, he ran away with it, or he didn't run away with it, but he beat me by 3. So, something like that. Somebody has a crazy week and goes and plays. There's some things you can't really change yourself, but so like Tiger Woods and the best athletes in the world, there's probably visions that they have that nobody else will ever see.
For sure, definitely. So what's anything else you want to share with us that you haven't, that you like people to know maybe about you? Or
I just enjoy right now I'm enjoying the game of golf. It's when I was setting those goals too high, I wasn't enjoying it. It felt like a job. I was working. Right now I'm enjoying it because every shot that takes, well, not every shot, but every shot that I'm hitting, most of the shots that I'm hitting are just kind of like as they take off, I just appreciate it because I'm lucky to be even playing still. Other than that, I really enjoy just hanging out with my buddies. It's I've been working so hard for so long at this game, sitting by the pool or anything, watching game day on Saturday. That's a lot of fun for me. I just enjoy kind of getting away from the game. When I was younger, 7 days a week, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, got crazy. Now I'm 5, 6 days a week and down to 2 to 5 hours a week. Maybe that will change in the future, but for right now I have to keep appreciating the game and enjoying the game. That's a big thing for me right now, because if I don't enjoy it, I'll probably just end up quitting the game in the long run. So we have to keep moving forward. As far as myself, I'm extremely competitive. My brother and sister and I would compete on anything. My brother and I are extremely competitive. We'll bet and hang out and start talking nonsense about anything, but really just enjoy my family. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I couldn't have asked for a better family to get me where I am now.
I think you mentioned, grateful and family and celebrating the things you've already accomplished. Being grateful is just so important. Be grateful for all you have while pursuing all that you want. And sometimes we push too hard, and we have to just step back and, be grateful for what we have.
I could have left school early, and it could have been completely different. So I left school early there 3, and I, still have whatever it is, 18, 21 hours at LSU. And it's, I could have left, done Q school, had to go back to school because I missed at Q school, and gone back, got my degree, and then come back out and missed again. You never know. I could have never made it. So I do have to be grateful for that. Obviously I'm not saying that I wouldn't be doing better off in maybe the business world, but I don't believe that I would be enjoying it as much. Not everybody can play golf for a living and say that they spend 5 hours in the sun every day and 5, 6 hours, and then go home and enjoy their time with their wife, work on the house and kind of build a life together. Very grateful for that. But like I've said in this whole thing, I'm very grateful just to be where I am right now, as opposed to 2 years ago. 2 years ago, there's no way I would have looked back to that vision. I did not see this. It took 4 or 5 months and was starting to look for jobs, and I said just give it a year, do Q school again. I did Q school again. I missed. I think I shot 14 under last year at Q school and missed. So that was another kick. I had started to play good and still wasn't good enough. So I was really then thinking, I was like, am I just ever going to be good enough again, or is it just going to keep knocking me down? And then I didn't go to Latin or Canada Q school. Felt like it'd be better to do Monday qualifiers. I think I averaged 68.5 in Monday qualifiers. Didn't get to play any tournaments. So another kick, but I was playing better. So, and then once I got within 3 months of Q school, the vision kind of started to come back that you're going to do this. You know, when you haven't played a 4-round tournament in 2 years, basically a year and a half. Went and played the Colorado Open, got 15th. That was a little bit of reassurance that I can play. And ever since then, I went to Martin Hall for a lesson or two. He's still working with me, and my game is completely transformed. I think I shot 15 under at Breakers West in the wind 2-3 weeks ago, and you know, it's just that's something. You know, 15 under at every stage makes it through. So I'm really excited. I just told my dad, I said, we just keep playing like this. You know, keep practicing. Don't start changing things, trying to get better. Just hit the ball in control. Don't be trying to hit the ball 340. You know, hit your wedges to the fat side of the green. Hit everything. You know, and play the game as it is. Don't try to overdo it. You'll be back where you were. And then, you know, once I make the Web or the Korn Ferry Tour, and you know, then we start making changes if we have to start playing more aggressive to or whatever, because the pins are more tucked when you start playing on the PGA Tour and stuff like that. So it does change skill level a little bit, but as of right now, just extremely grateful to still be in the game, still be trying to qualify, and you know, really, really lucky to be where I'm at.
Well, we're grateful to know you and to see you progress, and look forward to seeing everything you're going to accomplish in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you.